Hello, welcome to Cook to Nourish. Today I've got you a really delicious dessert called as strawberry pudding. It's very easy to make. You start by using around 2 cups of chopped up fresh strawberries. You can also use frozen, and then make a puree out of them. Depending upon what kind of food processor you have, you may need to add a little bit of water, which is okay, but the quantity of the final puree is what's important. So the final puree, as you can see, I'm having about 1 cup and 1/4 cup, so 1/4 cup of strawberry puree is what you need for this recipe. So that quantity is important. Next, what you do is take grass-fed gelatin and take 2 teaspoons of grass-fed gelatin and kind of sprinkle it in a small bowl, and then add 2 tablespoons of water to it. Now, if you want a firmer pudding, then you can add 3 teaspoons or 1 tablespoon gelatin too. Next, we are using some coconut milk here. So this is an AIP version, so using coconut milk. You can also use any nut milk if you've reintroduced nuts. So that's 1 cup. I like to use the brand ROID. Then for sweetener, I'm using 2 tablespoons of maple syrup. You can also use any Keto approved sweetener. And then you just heat it on low to medium for about 2 to 3 minutes until it gets warm and begins to bubble. It's just a very small quantity, so that will happen pretty soon. You take this gelatin that has been soaked, and see, it'll be like this now, completely wet, and that makes it easier to dissolve. So see, as soon as you put that wet gelatin into this warm coconut milk, it begins to dissolve, and you want it completely dissolved. So that's why soaking it in water helps that process, and you don't get any lumps. As you see here, there are no lumps in this, and it really, like within a minute or so, it dissolved completely. Now you keep aside to cool for about 10 minutes. Meanwhile, you prepare your ramekins. I'm using olive oil, extra virgin olive oil, to kind of grease the tins or the ramekins. This is important if you will like to unmold the pudding, as I'll show you. But if you plan to eat just from it, then this greasing step is not that important. And then finally, to the strawberry puree, you mix this cooled coconut milk gelatin mixture, whisking continuously. You don't need to use a blender for this. As you can see, you can just hand whisk it, but if you want and to make it more foamy, you can also use a blender, which will foam it up even more. But whisk works just fine. So once that is done, you just pour it into the ramekins. So this makes for about 4 rounds. As you can see, these are tiny ramekins, 4 ounce ramekins, and this is enough for 4 units of that. And then you can garnish with strawberries, refrigerate for about 6 to 8 hours. Now, when you're unmolding, or if you are unmolding, then you can place it in hot water for 10 to 15 seconds. Then kind of lightly go with on the sides with a knife, and then flip it onto a plate carefully, and see, it unmolds very nicely. So this is also a nice presentation. So if you want it this way, you can do it, or you can just serve it right in those cute ramekins. And I like to just eat it from the ramekin, just like a pudding. So it's a soft pudding. It's absolutely delicious and so easy to make. So I hope you love this recipe and you can try it. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button. Thank you so much.